Welcome to the Hightower Group. We are a company that helps you save time and money in running your business. The purpose of this video is to feature one of our web applications. This application was created for a political campaign. We will show you both the insides and the outsides of this application. So hold on, and here we go. The Contact Manager software is written with the goal of making users feel like they're working in Windows. It is not perfect, but it is close. This was a classic mashup. Although we did not create all the ideas, we knew what we wanted and we found them. Notice the menus and the toolbars that behave in a very similar manner to the Windows environment. One thing that we really liked is the slider bar. Instead of the normal page counter you find at the bottom of a page, it has the page count in the dragger control, and as you scroll down it uses AJAX calls to populate the grid. So if you scroll down, the page counts increment, you let go, and then the page will refresh. And you're doing database calls for every page. You can also navigate to detailed records by simply double-clicking anywhere on the row to open a detailed record. So we're going to pick this guy here, double-click, and then you'll come into the detail page. In this detailed record, you will notice that there's tabs that operate in a similar manner to Windows, like here, as well as list boxes. And here we can add, in this feature, we have the available groups that you can group contacts by. You can double click on here to move it over to another group and so forth. And then we have a save button similar to what would be in Windows. Behind the scenes of all this is, of course, PHP, along with HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and other things. Nothing is simple. Now let's look at the source code for the contact detail screen as one example. In this project, each web page is split into two files. We have the PHP code that actually has the programming, the logic, the database access, and then we have a template file which actually presents the data. So the PHP file focuses on two things: getting the data and setting up the context of the current page. In this application, we're using a homegrown framework to accomplish this. So for example, we have a global class called application context, which keeps track of what page we're on, what page we came from, and all those types of things. We have a data class here which connects us to the database, so it gives us much more intelligence as far as what the data is doing. Also, the database connection is integrated with the Smarty template engine so that there's automatic update of information between the database and the Smarty template information. And here we're setting up various Smarty template variables that will be used in the Smarty template for presentation. The second page is a Smarty template which has one purpose: presentation. So you'll notice here there are various variables or replacement variables here that are surrounded by these squiggly braces. These variables, for instance, here we have $note URL. That is set up in the PHP area. Right here, notes URL. And whatever is set in this area, in this part of the function, will be placed in the template. So here we have a classic separation of business logic, PHP, from the presentation page, which is a Smarty template file. If you notice in the PHP program, there are command setting up variables in the template. Also notice the Smarty template commands here. These are tab system, which we created, tab page, which we created as a custom add-on to Smarty, button, web, and there's others that are part of the Smarty system, for instance, include. These help us to easily create and manipulate the web page for this project.